Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our podcast, Web3 and Chill. I'm Ayush, and I'm joined with my co host, Vishal, as usual. And today we have a very special guest who we have been following for quite some time, Thibault, CEO at Exclusible. If you are on LinkedIn and a Web3 enthusiast, I'm pretty sure you know who he is. So, Thibault, welcome to the show and really excited to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very exciting to tell you about what we built in the future and what we did in the future and what we're going to build next.
So, what is Exclusible and what are
Yeah,
these building?
good question. And the answer is changing kind of every 3 months because the business model is always in evolution, right? So if you ask me at the very beginning of Exclusible, a bit more than 18 months ago, I would have told you that Exclusible is an NFT platform for luxury brands. But today, my answer would be very different. Now we are basically a one-stop shop for Web3 and Metaverse. We are basically the partners of brands, which can be luxury or not, for everything related to Web3, NFT, and Metaverse.
Oh,
If I deep dive, how did you came up with the idea and what's the story behind that? How did you start Exclusible and why Exclusible?
Yes, so I started by being a collector myself. I mean, first investor in crypto since 2017, and in 2021 started by collecting NFTs. First, I was collecting football cards on the platform like Sorare, where I had some pretty much all the players from Real Madrid football team. Then after, I was buying digital lands on different metaverse like Sandbox. Then, after I realized all this PFP collection and the power of communities through CryptoPunk, etc. Then I was thinking, look, it's not a job. I'm flipping, buying, selling stuff. I want to do a proper job, right? I don't want to be a trader. I'm not interested in that. So I wanted to build something in the ecosystem. And I was looking at OpenSea and everyone saying, oh, NFT is a revolution. And when I saw some people flipping JPEG of a frog or monkey, I was thinking, well, the technology is great, but it's a bit stupid, right? People, everyone say, ah, it's amazing. I buy a image of a frog and I sell it the next day at a profit. So I was thinking maybe we can use this technology and make something a bit more interesting, and especially bringing company to NFT. And I was thinking the obvious one is luxury, right? If we can convince Gucci or Chanel to create digital product and have them on the blockchain, I was thinking it has a much more tangible and interesting value than a random kid creating a collection of JPEG of frogs.
you mentioned that uh, Exclusible is a one stop for a lot of needs that Fortune companies have for Web3. Can you talk about a little bit in detail on those and what are the services or what's the kind of help that's the most required by these big Fortune 500 companies?
Yes, thank you for the question. So the first year of operation, the business was to be simply the NFT partner. We have our NFT launchpad. That means we were creating the project with a brand. I don't know, it can be like Alpine Formula One team, Asprey Bugatti project, the watch brand Frederic Constant. Developing the project with them, selling NFTs to a community, to our community, and the business is to make a commission, right? So it was the first years. And what happened is that Facebook changed its name into Meta. And suddenly the clients we were talking to, they say, what do you think of the metaverse? But at first we didn't have much opinion because we didn't have the experience. So we're thinking, well, to have an opinion, we need to do something, right? So first we organized some concert in Decentraland. We're part of the Fashion Week. Then we did some digital real estate in Sandbox and some events.
Mhm.
Then we discovered another platform called Spatial, where we also did some events and digital real estate there. And progressively, just by learning and trying and doing stuff, we kind of became metaverse experts. And suddenly the brand were telling us, look, I like what you did, this fashion week, this event, this digital real estate. Can you do it for me? And at first, we didn't think this way because the business was, okay, we make it under NFT and we sell the NFT. But there was this NFT bear market, right? And we were thinking, well, it's not sustainable to keep selling NFT, whereas the volume on OpenSea went from 1 billion a day to 10 million a day, is minus 99%. So we're thinking maybe there's a value in Exclusible being the partner, the advisor in terms of strategy and building metaverse experience for brands. So we decided actually to do an acquisition, a major acquisition deal with a metaverse studio in the US, which is called Polycount, where we told them, look, we are great, we're very good at NFT and community. You're very good at building metaverse experience in many different metaverse. Let's join force together to build a company that will be able to do marketing, create and selling NFT, and build metaverse experience.
Got it clear. So I have a question like when a brand is coming to you and saying, hey, we want to explore Web3 and we want to do something in the space, what is your immediate next step? Like, what is the first lowest hanging fruit a brand which has not entered Web3 should be exploring in this area?
Yes. So, how it starts generally when you have a call with brands, the brand tell you, oh, tell me, what's the best metaverse? And we say, well, there's hundreds of metaverse platforms. I cannot tell you one is best. It's a bit like, tell them, it's if you ask me what's the best social media. I don't know, is it TikTok, is it Facebook, or is it Instagram? It really depends of what your target audience, right? If you want to target people a bit older, I would say you go on Facebook. As in, if you want to target a younger generation, you go on TikTok. So it's the same with Metaverse, right? We tell them, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to make money or you don't care about making money? Do you want something looking amazing, like photorealistic? Or it's okay for you if it looks like a game? Do you want to do e-commerce? Do you want to organize an event? Do you want a single player experience or do you want a multiplayer experience? Do you care about blockchain or you don't really care about NFT and blockchain? So if they tell me example of, if they tell me I want to target a younger generation, but I want a platform where there's a lot of users, and they tell me, well, I don't really care about blockchain. I say, look, there's a platform called Roblox. You don't have the notion of blockchain, but you have 65 million users per day. But you have to know it's younger. Most people, they're between 12 and 16 years old. And sometimes another company will say, look, I really care about decentralization, the notion of ownership, NFT, and lens. I say, okay, if you want lens, go in this direction. You have Sandbox and you have Decentraland. This is the two platforms you should consider. And if they tell me I want something looking amazing because I am a luxury brand, the quality is very important. I say, look, we can build on Unreal 5 and there's different platforms. There's one called Journey, another one called Odyssey, where you will have a very, very beautiful experience.
Got it clear. I have a follow-up question like today luxury brands are doing blockchain based or NFT based physical item. Like I think Gucci did this when they linked one particular SKU to NFT and they are selling both to the product. So because you are sitting at the center, so what is the point of view of the consumer? Like why a luxury consumer today is opting to buy a product that is coming with an NFT versus a product that is not coming with an NFT? Like what is that competitive delight a consumer is getting with this experience today?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because the market changed a lot since last year. Let's say last year it was all about NFT, about purely digital. I mean, in 99% of the case, purely digital. People bought it almost as a stock, right? As a financial product. Um, it was all about roadmap. What's the roadmap? Is there a staking? Is there a token? Is there airdrop and this kind of thing? And now I guess it's very different. If you look at what Tiffany's did with CryptoPunk, right? If you own a CryptoPunk, you have the right to buy these Tiffany's. Actually, I bought one of them because I love it. Why? It's interesting because myself, I've never been inside a Tiffany shop because for me, jewelry is more like for my wife, right? I don't really care. But here, as a brand telling me, look, we're building a product. It's not for everyone. It's only for you as owner of CryptoPunk, you have the opportunity to buy this. And your NFT being unique, that means your jewelry will be unique. And at the end, I say, look, I like it because it's not, I feel privileged, right? It's not for
Got it.
everyone. I felt important in a way. And I say, look, it's cool. It's a physical thing. I don't care if the floor will go up or down. It's a jewelry that I can keep uh, um, forever. I can give you another example of a project we did, which was with Asprey Bugatti. So Asprey is a brand that's doing some sculpture. Bugatti is a car brand, and we did the project of the car that they call La Voiture Noire. So in real life, they have one unique car that they sold, I think, for $19 million or something. And the speed of the car is 261 miles per hour. So they decided to create 261 NFTs, but with each NFT, you can redeem a physical sculpture. So it's basically the project that holds the floor the best because people, the way they think, they say, look, I always have this sculpture has a value. So if I don't redeem the sculpture, it impossible it goes to zero because the value of the sculpture is maybe $10,000. So I feel at the moment many projects either, I mean, if they decide to sell NFT, it will be related to what they call physical, right? So related to something physical. But actually, at the moment, 95% of brands we speak to, they say, look, I don't care about making money. We are big brands. We already make a lot of money. So I don't want to sell NFT. I want to give NFT for free as a way to build a community or to reward my employees or to reward my customers. And maybe on the long term, I will monetize this audience. But on the
Got it.
short term, I'm not interested in making money.
Got it. Got it. Very clear. So I think what also I have seen is mostly luxury brands are skewed towards bringing in physical products today in the market. Do you think the trend is going to be the same, or maybe soon are we going to see also the adoption of digitals and NFTs linked product in the mass market? Like, just to give you an example, I'm drinking a green tea. Will there be a possibility that I get a NFT or a physical linkage to a green tea, something as commoditized as that as a product, or is it something that is going to stay in luxury as a domain for the next 3 or 4 years?
Yes, it depends if you see the NFT as something of value. I mean, like most of financial products that you can resell. In that case, yes, it's mainly luxury or everything that can make you dream. However, if you see what the Starbucks example, they did a project, the Odyssey project about loyalty program. For me, the free NFT, it's a bit like, I mean, if you go on Instagram, you will have the Instagram of anything, of McDonald's, of Starbucks, and whatever. It's a way for them to communicate and engage with the brand. So this is the way I see it. If McDonald's tell me, look, I want to sell NFT, I'm saying, it will be difficult. It will be easier to sell NFT of Rolex than NFT of McDonald's. However, if you want to give NFT for free and you do 1,000, I'm pretty sure, boom, in a few minutes, everyone say, okay, let me claim the McDonald's NFT. Maybe it's just a collectible or it's linked to a loyalty program simply because it's a very, very strong brand. And also a new trend is NFT for employees or NFT for clients, right? Before it was all about building a new Web3 community, but now it can be, I don't know, my employees do a training, my employees do a certain action, and I will reward them with the NFT, which is a proof of accomplishment, right? Which is a proof, okay, you did this training, you have this almost like a badge, like, and if you do 5 training in the year, maybe you win a trip or you win you go to the restaurant for free, and it's a way so that the other employees say, okay, this person has 5 accomplishment, this kind of this kind of thing. And there's another thing we're exploring is the notion of alumni, right? So like you have been working the same that you already have with university. You study from university and you're part of a network, right? Imagine you work 2 years with Chanel and after you move to another company, but forever in your wallet, people will see, oh, you have been working with Chanel. And we know it's real and it's not, in your CV, I receive CV every day. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe they're lying. They say, this guy says he's working with Chanel. How can I check? I'm not going to call them to double check. And here it would be a way to know, okay, this is true. This person has been really working there. And I guess it's the same problem on LinkedIn, right? You can write anything you want, you can lie. Not many people are going to check.
I mean, and even from a lifestyle perspective, these days, people, let's take Vishal's example. He bought a green tea packet, he's drinking it, maybe he can post it on Instagram. But let's say if he has been buying green tea for the last 12 months and the company decided, hey, I'll reward this person with an NFT, and now Vishal can take that NFT and showcase it on his Instagram, which makes a lifestyle statement. And that's really authentic. I think that adoption is not too far away, but let's see if all companies adopt it. Vishal, go ahead. I think you
Yeah.
have a question.
No, no. Yeah, I was coming to that exact point. So, do you feel NFT in a mass market, not maybe in luxury, but in a mass market, will replace the metrics like a customer acquisition cost that today a brand or a company spends to get a new customer to try their product or services? Do you think in some day in the future an NFT can be a better alternative, not an or, but maybe an and, like they spend money to get customer, or they can actually also give an NFT to acquire new customer? Do you see that happening soon?
Yes. So we see the NFT as a tool to increase the conversion rate, increase the revenues, diminish the customer acquisition cost. I mean, a simple example, I don't know, you go on a website, you want to buy one t-shirt, it's $20, and you see, buy for minimum $50 today, and you will get a limited edition, a collectible. And you say, oh, you know what, I will buy three t-shirts at $20 each, and I will be able to claim. So suddenly, the brand increase the average basket, the brand increase their revenues. So I see it as a tool, a new tool to engage and diminish, yeah, increase conversion rate, increase revenues, or diminish customer acquisition cost.
That's interesting. So you mentioned in 2022, it was a lot about NFTs, and then the peak tide and the hype not died, but it has gone down. Now it's about the metaverse, companies making maybe digital twins or having experiences inside metaverse, for example, fashion weeks or something like Roblox. Do you think 23 being a similar trend, or you see companies investing somewhere else?
Yes, so what I can tell you, we never had a so low demand for NFT. I mean, to sell NFT. Almost nobody wants to sell NFT at the moment. However, we have a very strong demand for metaverse. Last year was the year in terms of metaverse, everyone wanted a land as an example. Now we see a less demand for that because brands say, why do I need a land? Maybe I don't need a land. What I want is a beautiful experience where I can do either gaming or I can do an event or I can show something like a showroom. And actually for the metaverse, 50% of the demand, it's kind of internal metaverse as an alternative to Zoom and Google Meet, or as an education way or onboarding for the new client, new employees, or this kind of thing. So we definitely see a big demand for metaverse, but less, let's say, now we have a big demand for gaming, right? So some people call it metaverse, some people don't call it like Roblox, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because at the end, let's say last year was a year of the hype of the first mover advantage. Now the year of more like return of investment or real use case, right? So now the brand is last year a brand called me, say, look, I want to land in Sandbox. Okay, now it's different. The brand called us, say, look, I want to build a gaming experience. I want to do a fashion week. I want to do an event. I want to do e-commerce to sell product. So after we debate what is the best platform for these needs. So it's very, very different the approach. So the brand have bigger budget. Now many corporations have a Web3 and Metaverse team, but it has to be a serious project. It cannot just be, oh, I bought a land to have 5 articles and say we're the first one. It's no, we have to track. We need KPI. We need, it's very serious thing, right? Because after they have to report to their boss to say, look, we invested $100,000 in this metaverse experience. We have 50,000 visits. Of the 50,000 visits, 5,000 people claim an NFT, because now what we are pushing is the ability to claim an NFT inside the metaverse experience. 10,000 people play the game, and we were selling product, and we sold 350 products that generated an additional income of $30,000.
Is it okay to say that, last year we saw lands going on crazy race in Decentraland, Sandbox, whatever? Is it safe to say that the virtual real estate market is gone now and we won't see such hype again?
I don't know how to predict the future. I mean, they're clearly in the crypto NFT some bear and bull market. So I'm pretty sure the price of land on Sandbox and Decentraland at one point will go up again. But what is for sure is that last year, many brands, they did that to be the first one, right? But now it's impossible to be the first one again. But I think they're still, I mean, I was with the Sandbox team a few days ago, they still have good demand, right? But it's just a different approach, right? It has to be something, it has to be a gaming. If it's a, people tell me they want gaming and decentralization, we say, okay, it makes sense. But if they tell me they want e-commerce, maybe Sandbox is not the best platform for that.
Okay. Okay.
I think platform like this need one more such Snoop Dogg event moment to gain momentum. Something
Yeah.
similar, right? Something similar
It's funny
to
because
come.
we have the biggest lens next to Snoop Dogg. We have a 6x6, and I bought the avatar of Snoop Dogg. But actually, it's frustrating because I bought the avatar, but I'm saying when is the concert of Snoop Dogg? But yeah, they need this kind of moment, and there's also technical. Let's say when we speak with brands, sometimes they have some expectation. They say, "I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that." We tell them, "Look, it's not possible." For example, Sandbox is not fully open yet. We are between the Alpha V3 and Alpha V4. There's certain things you can do, but there's many things you cannot do. So we have to know that we can have a great ambition because generally they come with a massive brief and we tell, look, you want 20 things, maybe we can only do half of that, and the other half we can do in the future, in the next 2 years. We will improve, but what you're asking, it's totally impossible to do now. It's not realistic.
What are let's say a company out there wants to enter Metaverse just from a PR perspective because everyone is doing it. What are the concepts or what are the objectives that they should be really clear about before building something in the Metaverse or before entering the space?
Can you repeat the question? What is the objectives?
Yeah, certain objectives that a company should be clear about before entering Metaverse in 2023.
Yes. So I would say it's for them, it's for the brand. So they could either say, we tell them, what's your objective? Do you want to make money? Do you want to build a new audience? Do you want to do something with your clients, sell product or make them happy? Do you want to engage with your employees? What is your specific target? And depending of what you want to achieve, we can provide the best solution, right? So it's not for us to tell them, look, I think you should make money. I think you should do something. We tell them, what is the problem in your business? Sometimes they will say, oh, my problem is I need more people coming on my website. I need to generate more revenues with my e-commerce. I need people to spend longer time on my website. And we tell them, look, on your website, probably people stay 2 or 3 minutes. In our metaverse experience in spatial, people stay 10 minutes. If you do a gaming experience in Sandbox, maybe people will stay 30 to 40 minutes. And inside this experience, that means you have more time to kind of convince your audience to buy a product. So you can have a call to action. It can be fun. And at the end, people can click. They will click, they will go to your website. And maybe some of them will buy a product, and therefore you will have people staying longer in your ecosystem and you will generate a bit of money.
You mentioned that, in the last 1 year, you did a lot of things and you guys became metaverse experts. There are so many people out there who want to get into this field, but it's all cluttered. There's a lot of information out there. How should somebody go from being a complete noob to becoming sort of a metaverse expert?
You mean an individual or a company?
An individual and then a company. Please answer for both.
Yes, yes. I mean, me, I'm a big fan of what we call learning by doing, right? I consider there's no expert. I mean, by becoming expert, you have to do things, right? So at the beginning, you're like everyone, you don't know things. So the best way to know is not to read books or whatever. It's like when people ask me, oh, what's the best book to read about Bitcoin? I say, no, stop reading, buy some Bitcoin, watch video on YouTube, spend time on Twitter. This is the best way to learn. Forget about reading books, right? So the best way for the metaverse, I would say, look, go. We are doing an event next week. Example, many people say, oh, I don't understand the metaverse. It's too complicated for me. I say, no. Next week, I do an event. I will send you the link. You come and you join. And the best way of understanding it just by being part of that. And after you watch some videos, you spend time on Twitter, you spend time on Discord. And it's the same, I guess it's the same with the brands, right? Either they spend time or either they pay a company like us to help them, to educate them, to tell them, look, don't go in, sometimes they say, oh, I know I want to go in this platform. I say, why? Oh, because everyone is talking about it. I say, no, it's not the right approach. We first have to determine what do you want to achieve, and we will determine what is the best platform for you. Stop following other people, or don't follow the hype. Following what is the best product for for your need.
Got it. So I have one last question before that. Maybe I can want to make one slight observation. So you look really similar to this actor Pedro Pascal. You know him? He plays the Mandalorian.
What's his name?
Pedro Pascal. He plays the Mandalorian. He was in Narcos. He was in The Last of Us. You look similar to him.
You should send me the link. I don't know him, but I would be curious to see.
Ah,
Yes.
he's now a very popular Hollywood star, but I'll do that. So my last question is more on culture of digital twins or physical twins or physical product, whatever we call it. So right now we are seeing brands creating their digital twins as a culture that we have also seen the real world get influenced from the fiction. Like this butter beer in Harry Potter was so popular, butter beer started becoming available in a lot of beer shops themed at Harry Potter butter beer, and it got very popular. Similarly, a lot of food items from the anime culture came to Japan, and things got popular. When do you see that thing happening for something that is very much digital today, like Chug Splash is a drink in Fortnite, which every Fortnite player knows. Do you think Epic Game is going to launch that drink in a real world and started making real money? And while we see today the real things going into digital twins, do you also see the reverse flow happening? The digital product is coming to the real world.
Yes. Thank you for the question. So personally, I believe a lot. I believe the only way, one of my mission, I always tell my team, is to bring the next 1 million people to NFT and Metaverse. And to do that, we have to go step by step, right? So in the next 12 months, if you think how many people will buy a digital dress and everything, I don't think the market is big, right? Because now 99.9% of people, they care about buying a real dress, a real clothes, right? So what I would do is, what can we do to link the physical and the digital, right? And as an example, to put a QR code on the clothes, or it can be on a drink, on a product, where you have an augmented reality experience, or you can claim an NFT or whatever, to educate people, right? To see, okay, I buy something tangible, it's a physical product, I take my phone, I scan it, and something happens. And I think it's the best way to educate. And some people, after you say, look, it's pretty cool, this digital stuff, and maybe 6 months later, they will buy a product, which is 100% digital. But I don't know, there's such a big gap between the people that are only in the physical world, which is 99%, let's say, of people and 1% of people that really have their identity, that they prefer to spend money buying on mostly digital clothes than physical clothes. But at the same time, if you look at Roblox, it's pretty interesting because I don't remember the data, but you have thousands or millions and millions, I think, of people. If you ask kids in the US, do you prefer physical T-shirt of Gucci or digital T-shirt in the game? It would be interesting survey to ask, but I guess maybe and maybe even more than 50%. They would say, "Look, I prefer in the game because all my
I am
friends can see it." Yeah.
no, I am guilty of buying Balenciaga inside Fortnite. So I would say I'm guilty because now I mean I'm not sure if it was a right choice. But yeah, people are doing that. People are buying, and I think it's as a behavior very much relevant in Gen Zs where they want to own virtual or digital apparel which is linked to their identity.
Yes. And I guess Roblox is the best case because this is where their friends are, right? So you're saying, okay, if your friend is all over the world, you want to show him who you are, what you like. Whereas if you're in New York, your friend is in Tokyo, what's your point? You're in New York with your t-shirt, your friend will never see it, right? Because now we're in a global world. Whereas, I mean, when I was a kid, my friends was the people living in my street. So it was very different. But now my friends are all over the world and I need to show them who I am by different stuff, by showing a CryptoPunk avatar as an example.
Okay, I have
Got it. Got it.
one last question. Um, what are the other amazing startup areas to look at in the Web3 and the metaverse space right now? So yeah, helping Fortune companies build their metaverse is one. What do you think are the other hot areas in 2023 and 2024, maybe where investors will invest a lot of money in?
Yes, I mean, the big trend of the moment is AI, right? How can we bridge between AI and metaverse, right? So I told my team, look, in the example of digital twin and real estate and virtual tour, how can you have basically an avatar leveraged by AI that will show you and sell you a real estate product, or it can be the same with e-commerce, right? Like, can you have a e-commerce shop in a showroom, in a metaverse shop, where the person will know who you are, what you like, telling you, oh, you bought an NFT of Gucci, so maybe this product is right for you. So I guess this is the biggest trend at the moment. Everyone wants to invest in AI. Digital fashion is still a big trend with companies like Fabricant, Dematerialized, DressX, etc. I guess 2 years ago was more about DeFi, but now DeFi is a bit down. Now it's more about concrete use case, consumer thing. What does the consumer want? So more like real, let's say, real stuff, tangible stuff for the how to create value to the customers. Whereas 2, 3 years ago, it was more about infrastructure, crypto infrastructure, DeFi stuff. But the market is a little bit different at the moment, right? So now it's more about investors want to see, okay, how can your startup solve a real problem for a brand? It can be anything, right? Build a community, make more money, or whatever. So this is really the use case.
Great. Thanks for answering this. I think with this we almost run out of time. So Thibault, thank you so much for an amazing and a podcast filled with good knowledge. Hope we see you again in another episode. And all the best
Thank you
with
so much. Thank you so much for having me today. It was a pleasure.